been take the party in a court for go interpret for the mandate of PPRC for give them 6 months extension. Well, as some of them issues there, so Dr. Richard Conte on the raise in the media interviews them where it on they do. Before we can go into Moses Mambu in your issue, we'll just use this opportunity since we get the National Publicity Secretary of the APC with Twin at the studio. For now, we begin look at the issues, then they wait on the boil around the party. And in one of the people waiting at this current executive, where Dr. Richard Conte, they call say, therefore left the party, allow the opposition leader at parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, and 5 other MP them from different regions them for take the party to a convention. Well, at the studio this morning, we get Sidi Tunis. I don't know if I for call her National Publicity Secretary because Dr. Richard Conte them, they say then tenure done and then not legal again. But I go clarify if it's still only position and how for call I'm going forward. Good morning, Sidi Tunis.
Good morning, Khadija. Thank you very much for getting me here this morning.
All right, the first question I go ask you, if you are still the National Publicity Secretary of the All People's Congress legally, because like I say, people like Dr. Richard Conte don't come out, they challenge on a legitimacy for this on executive from the chairman, Ambassador Osman for the Ansane, and on already serve for left on our offices because on our time done.
Khadija, the fact of the matter is we were elected in 2023, February 2023, by the National Delegates Conference for where we serve according to the constitution of the APC for 3 years. So we were elected for the term of 3 years. We same constitution say every 3 years we for hold National Delegates Conference. Now we start a process of having elections, way before start in 2025, but then we get hurdles. And because we get our hurdles there, we'll not be able to hold with National Delegates Conference on time. When are this speculated 3 years will be for not happen February 2026. And that is where the PPRC came in. In this country, we get what we call hierarchy of laws. We get with party constitution, we, a constitution we bind, we always are members of the APC. And then we get the national laws. We get the national laws, the Act of Parliament, and then we get the ground when at the national constitution, where they are above every other constitution or every other law, when at the ground of all we public laws then. Now the PPRC Act, they are above the APC constitution, if we look at the hierarchy of laws, because now a national law. And the PPRC being a regulatory body, come in and say, and use their act, section 39.5 of their act, and say, okay, we act allow we, under section 39.5, for extend the tenure of an executive because of circumstances where they beyond their control, they're not able to conduct the National Delegates Conference, for extend the tenure by 6 months. That is the legality. So that 6 months day from February take we to August 18, 2026. So as far as I am concerned, with tenure, me on tenure as National Publicity Secretary end officially on August 18, 2026, simply because the act where the PPRC they use, Section 39.5, allow them for extend with executive by 6 months. And that 6 months, they expire, on the 18th of August, 2026. Now, like you rightly say, before ever we reach the expiration of that 6 month day, somebody take the party, go court. And after that one day, I don't see a lot of people, they call, say, the national executive for resign. For me, I feel sit down there not waiting for be the call. Waiting for be the call, and we get for be very honest, I really want to take me time for explain this so people go understand. Waiting for be the call for we all. Any well-meaning APC member, supporter, even people in other political parties. They call for me for that matter, they for where they carry on a court, where they ask for the extension of the tenure of the executive of the APC for being removed from the court. And I will tell you why. I will tell you the implications of that one day if the court grants that extension day as requested. I will tell you the implications where you will get on the APC. I will tell you the implications where you will get on other political parties and even where you will get on with democracy as far as political party democracy concerned at this country.
So, Sidi, are you saying the tenure of an executive it don't expire in the case where Suma can go na court, the court for two way another?
Yes. And I will tell you why. PPRC, now we statutory body where the law give the power for regulate political parties. First of all, the Constitution of Sierra Leone say all political party constitutions therefore they in conformity of the national constitution of Sierra Leone. No sign not in at the national constitution of Sierra Leone will give any court the power for extend the tenure of any elected official by over 6 months. No sign not in at the national constitution will give even the president the power for extending your tenure under any under any circumstance for more than 6 months. So if any court go grant extension of 1 year to a national executive where the constitution don't clearly state say they get a tenure of 3 years, and where also the PPRC under section 39(5) don't exhaust their own power where the law give them for extended tenure, that court still go grant extension. We not only violate the APC constitution, but we also they go against the national constitution of Sierra Leone.
So as it is now, you are no longer serving in the capacity of National Publicity Secretary, and also you colleague them we una holding at this executive we don't make and clear now this morning say una tenure don't expire and una for left the office, then self not serve in the individual capacities.
I go say so, yes, because the PPRC, even though I see a notice from the PPRC where they say, because the matter in a court, then they ask the executive for continue. And they ask myself, now which law give them that power they for grant without continuous extension?
But the same letter again, they make them clearly they say they are constrained.
Exactly, because they don't already rule under section 39(5), and in that ruling they clearly, which is why I feel they will not for the court, then clearly state a smooth transition for we as a party. Look, Khadija, we as a party already there in the process of having elections. Our constitution is such that we have a body, an independent body, we're responsible for conduct internal elections up to National Delegates Conference. And that body, they don't already start that process thing. We don't do ward elections. We don't do constituency elections. We're there about for start district elections before this matter go court. Now, everybody, they focus on the extension. Let I tell you, waiting at the implication of waiting in a court. The court, the one we carry go na court get 5 prayers, according to what me understand. Take PPRC go court, say the PPRC that then second leg of the instruction where they give you, that the elected members of parliament for come step in and supervise the remaining elections then up to the National Delegates Conference not for happening. Then therefore allow the national executive to go on for 1 year. 1 year. Then, but the most disturbing part for me, and at this I want every member to pay attention to, the person they even ask say, the court for dissolve the internal elections management committee, they not for allow them for conduct the national delegates conference, and that the NAC, the National Advisory Committee, for set up a body, whether that body they for go conduct the national delegates conference. You know the implication of that? Well, they pretty much ask the court for set aside the APC constitution. Because now the APC constitution now creates its internal election management committee as an independent body. We're responsible for conduct all internal elections for the party up to the national delegates conference. So if you go ask the court, say they not for allow that body for conduct election, na NAC, we pretty much they tell the court say set aside the APC constitution. And the NAC also, whether the National Advisory Committee not get any power for dissolve or usurp any body inside or structure established by the constitution of the APC. So the Suma, they pretty much go in a court and ask the court for do all the wrong things. We go hamburg the functionality of the party. And that is just one aspect of the APC. Let's look at the extension, Mabel and Khadija. In law, they get what they call judicial precedence. Everybody when a member of political party, not only the APC, for be worried. If the court go grant the extension as requested by Ali Suma. And they say this because as a young person within politics, we want to make sure say we do things right. We want to make sure say we strengthen with democracy in this country, not only inside we party then, but even as a country. Now let we say the court go grant that 1 year extension they as requested by Suma. It don't become a judicial precedent. As far as how political parties they operate. Tomorrow, any political party chairman, we don't want to take in party go convention. Case you don't say, let extend by 1 year.
Because that brings me to the next question. For Dr. Richard Content and other like minds, so they ask Kona for resign. Suma taking the party to court, they should say somebody there within the executive when no one for left power will make all this they happen. Any opinion? Also, all this come out because if Suma na district executive member, and I will just wake up one morning and go na court. Something most don't they happen. We perhaps don't send signal so una na the executive say this was coming.
In the first place, that is where everybody in our APC need for speak out. Whether you're an executive member, because at the end of the day, going to court not in the interest of anybody, not in the interest of the party. We don't even know how long the court matter will last. That is one. And waiting Suma go ask for, again for open floodgate for many more counter lawsuits. If you go as it is.
And I don't see this coming.
We know because the matter go cause some of you don't even know. I go tell you, say not even with legal team. No say anybody don't care we go court.
But the secretariat.
Well then, you know.
The court someone be there at the secretariat.
Well,
and for you now, you say on tenure don't expire, and if the court grant them, it go open a floodgate. It seems like the secretariat, they go ahead, they do their work because they just release a notice for people that want for apply for big candidates now the district elections.
First of all, how then they go happen? Because if you get a body we're responsible for conduct election, and somebody don't take we go court, how then they go happen? Whenever you do election, you get certain institutions there also. Internal elections, you get certain institutions will go be involved. The PPRC is one. Now we regulatory body. At the end of the day, Now then they lay legitimacy to any internal arrangements we will get. Khadija, there is no way PPRC go involve in any of the internal matters we get for do with election once that matter they in a court. Then they are going to make them clear.
Election they happen.
Then they are going to make them very clear. I don't feel even the IEMC themselves, knowing whether not the head of IEMC go move once that matter did in court. So for me, and Khadija, let's just talk about PPRC a little bit. What to make this even disturbing for some of you, especially we within opposition. What thing they happen to APC so, and the decision where PPRC make, is not unique to we. The Australian People's Party, when are the governing party, their own time done, themselves. Then time elapsed. In fact, they will be even more rigorous because unlike we get internal elections management committee, they don't be get that one day. So the PPRC might be end up for conduct some of the elections there. Because the executive then tenure expire, they give them 6 months, that 6 months they done. And the PPRC use the same kind of transitional arrangement. SNP then be get 2 people them now the executive, where their positions then be still active in the person of the leader and the deputy leader, we happen for be the president and the vice president. So they use that one day for set up an interim body. Dr. Prince Harding not ever go to President Bio and beg and say, do you allow go court and ask for extension? They went by their constitution, they followed their constitution, they set up an interim body. When I care, then go to convention.
City, talking about una constitution, you clearly don't state say una tenure of office done. We're not even legally supposed to refer to you again as National Publicity Secretary. Waiting at the provision now una constitution about vacuum na office now way una tenure the office. Una tenure done.
The PPRC be don't solve that day for we. Okay, so now are the hear people in the talk say, oh well, NAC for don't come in and set up an interim body. Waiting at NAC. NAC now the second highest decision-making body. I need for explain to let people understand waiting at the composition of NAC and why, in fact, it was a perfect solution for we. Where PPRC asked the parliamentary leadership for coming and take over the transition. NAC composed of 2 sets of people. You get people who were elected to NAC because of the positions where they hold at the executive. What we call the executive members of NAC. That are like we. Meaning at the National Advisory Committee because my position, whether the National Publicity Secretary position and NAC position. But then you also get people who they are NAC, who are non-executive members of NAC. When at the National Delegate Conference, they elect them. And among them people and you get each region, they send 2 people for being non-executive members of NAC. So which means it is regionally balanced and it is widely representative. Now, with parliamentary leader and the deputy, they are also non-executive members of NAC. So if we get a look at even hierarchy, them being elected officials, we don't go through the internal rigors for make them get symbols, and then also go through national elections for be elected members of parliament, and then tenure as members of parliament still active, and they are also members of NAC. I don't see anything wrong for letting them come in based on the second leg of the PPRC mandate, for letting them to set up a broad-based, way.
They quote this on the same constitution as if the call where Dr. Richard Conte the call where you said don't allude to say on a tenure done on a supposed for left office. It quotes on a constitution. We talk about a vacuum now for the end as if the parliamentary opposition leader and 5 other people no get rights for take over the party. The same constitution.
I don't know which section of the constitution it quotes. I will follow the program, so I'm not going to be able to speak. If you tell me, then I'll probably go explain. One thing I go say for sure, now we write the constitution of the APC. I was a member of the Constitutional Review Committee. I've been involved from start to end. Now, the constitution not be ever created, forget a vacuum. You know, I see a lot of references being made to the fact that the Constitution say the National Executive shall be dissolved at the National Delegates Conference. Yes, that's what the Constitution say. But because if you read the Constitution, it tells you, say, 1, the tenure of the National Executive, not 3 years. Not also. And the same Constitution tells you, say, National Delegates Conference shall be held every 3 years. So which means the Constitution, when the drafters will be the doer, then they expect, say, every 3 years, when we tenure the end as national officers with a whole National Delegates Conference. And at that National Delegate Conference day, at the expiration of we term, that 3 years day, then they go dissolve the National Executive as in any other election. Which is why at the talk say, resignation not necessary in this case.
Because that's how I ask you. If you say you're not to National Publicity Secretary again, your tenure don't expire legitimately. Even the other executive member, they will still occupy office when all tenure don't expire. Why you not tender resignation for let the other executive members they know say you are no longer part of the executive, you don't do the right thing?
I think we tell the states are enough. The reason why, the tender, in politics, a lot of legality involved. Their offices, they are also, then they come with benefits. You understand? Mm-hmm. As it is now, whether me tenure done by technicality, now me tenure done. Not to me voluntarily resign. When you voluntarily resign, when you tender resignation, it means you voluntarily abandon your office. You lost your privileges. As it is now, I'm a delegate. Whether my tenure expire because my time where they elect me for don't elapse, and they set up an interim body we go take we to National Delegate Conference, I not go lost my delegate status for that. But if I go tender resignation now, let me resign. I go lost my delegate status. But the fact of the matter is, we all for make sure say we put the interest of the party before we personal interest. And the interest of the party now that now we stall. Now that people they tell me say, oh well, the court not stop with. The court no need for stop with. The matter day before then. We need for no say the matter day before then. And until they decide on the matter, we not for do anything. So the best interest is for the party and for the country. I don't explain the implications. If that court they go grant extension, other political parties may use it. And they go undermine with democracy. And Khadija, we are one of the largest parties then in this country. We are the main opposition party. We're in the middle of a serious national constitutional crisis. All in our parliament, they battle with the amendment of the national constitution. But they try to get things right. Right? I don't see why, it will be difficult for law uphold, provisions within our own constitution. I don't see why it will be difficult. I mean, and I'm not saying this, for make anybody look.
Hurting inside.
I am hurt. I am worried, and I am concerned. I am hurt because as a member of the party within at the executive, and they feel saying we supposed for them pass this stage, not to them things here who for the council done they fight over. Because these are not things we for even encourage. And that is why I continue for call on we all, young, old, elders, council, veterans, we all for call on the national chairman, make it prevail on district chairman Suma for make it pull this matter come on accord.
You waiting the chairman they do in all of this, because as an executive, from the explanation where we've been get from your deputy when I'm Mohamed Pope Kamara the last time, we've been coming and waiting with the hearing from you now today. Simple difference in terms of getting on a house in order. Which role the chairman really don't play for ensure so we are not reach to this stage? Because in a one person again, where a lot of allegations hang over in head say, responsible for let up till now self on not go to National Delegates Conference and this extension where Suma they ask for, people on the make allegations say, a hand they under.
Well, I mean, I know go into that. Because I know me and personally don't want for always come cast aspersions, but I hope say that they not. But I hope say that they not in the case. Well, in as leader and head of the party, I make us say everybody for prevail on him. Because Naina the head of the party, Naina the leader of the party.
Is the leader and chairman is he holding on to the party? Because like you don't come out this morning, you make and clear say you tenure don't done. You're not supposed to be referred to self again as publicity secretary legally. Is the chairman holding on to power?
Well, I wouldn't say so. He's not alone on the executive. Maybe if that is why I said
as publicity secretary or fail with una constitution, you know say you tenure done. You don't come out na national TV today and say you are no longer PRO legally. What do they wait for? Now all come in at the same time.
We are supposed to provide leadership. And him being the head, Naimeka say we all for prevail on him. So that we can all save not only the APC, but we all go save democracy. And for me, my appeal this morning, they go even beyond the APC. I go even appeal to the court for make them not grant that extension day. And I don't explain the reasons why. I don't explain how this will undermine not only the internal democracy of the APC, we are the main opposition party. If you go grant extension of 1 year, a lot of other issues get for come up. And then if you even go grant the other prayer that the IEMC not for be allowed for conduct a national delegates conference, and that therefore set up an arrangement, Osana other people therefore go conduct that election, who constitution don't clearly give them that power. The court self go help for undermine not only the internal democracy of the APC, but even with national democracy. And I tell you what, now we same one, Kinsidonaya, they blame the courts. Oh, the courts this, the courts that. But are we again, they go to the courts and ask them for do the wrong thing. And I feel say that day for happen. Khadija, thanks in any enough for happen.
Suma don't tell the executive. Where you deputy be there Tuesday, they say then they go meet with them. Where be the left. Waiting they don't tell the executive about this matter where you can go to court.
I don't feel say the executive don't engage Suma. Me personally don't talk to Ramit. You know, unfortunately when this whole thing starts, me not be there.
Call Suma for come down at the secretariat. Suma no they show up. Now then the Pope say on Tuesday, where is he done at the same seat where is he done?
Well, until I not been there, so I'm not going to say not to two. I'm not going to say they're not going to call him. But I also know say it. I already ask now that we all for make our responsibility for prevalence Suma. And we all for appeal also that we for prevail on and for let that matter they come on a court. And if the matter not come on a court, we all for appeal. We for prevail, we for, the judiciary, the court, make them not do that one day. Me they appeal to the courts of this country.
Is Suma holding on to the APC at this moment?
Of course, Khadija, because if we're in the middle of election, it's like if we're in the middle of the electionary, the national election, for example, the ECSL don't conduct the ward elections, then the council elections. They don't conduct the parliamentary elections. And then we now, the canal for let them conduct the presidential election, then the president go na court say, no, wanna extend me tenure. Or the president go na court and tell them say, no, wanna dissolve ECSL. We could set up another body we will be responsible for conducting presidential election.
But Suma na part of una executive.
Is that right?
Suma na part of una executive. If they hold on to the power, is the APC going through constitutional crisis, on a leadership crisis, on a just greed within the executive members? We don't want to let go this power, even though they all know say the term done according to you, on a tenure legally to expire.
I don't feel say will go through any constitutional crisis.
What are you going through at the moment?
I just in desperation and greed. I will tell you why. Because we be no say February 2026, now we're supposed to get National Delegates Conference. Now we all go, PPRC go extend we by 6 months. We'll not challenge the PPRC then. Not also. Then give it 6 months. And when they give you that 6 months extension, the second leg, where now for let the MPs then take over, be they part of that ruling day. Be they part of the release we then put out. We never challenge them. We never complain. You understand? So it is not a constitutional crisis. And this is why, it will not force it on. APC people not force it on this happen. Because it go and bug this country.
So it takes Suma now for pull the APC into all what's they happen currently for not able to go the National Delegates Conference?
For now, we continue with any matter we get for doing elections. The police no say that matter the court. For now, we do election, we need the police for provide security. They will not get involved. The PPRC need for supervised elections for gain credibility. They will not get involved. The IEMC, when are the body we responsible for conduct elections, one of the prayer that for let them not allow them for conduct National Delegates Conference. How do we move?
So why una reach in all of this? Is it
why do we move? How do we move?
Trust, they not trust Suma because na go the case na court. Na trust Suma no get? Because if this committee don't conduct elections from ward, una don't cancel constituency. Now one cancel district. All of a sudden, it gonna court. Say let them know, make them conduct this election.
The question we for ask Khadija, why is it that Suma in focus not only the National Delegates Conference? He is a district chairman. You understand? In your own election, the IEMC the conductor. He does not have problem with that. But why I forget problem with IEMC conducting National Delegates Conference? That's the question everybody for ask them. That's the question you need for answer to the APC people. You need for answer that one day.
Is there something bigger than waiting the public to see that happen at the APC currently?
Waiting bigger than the fact say, if we all see on this happen, and not only undermine the APC internal democracies, but it get the tendency also for undermine and affect other political parties, their way of conducting themselves, obeying and going by their constitutions, and even in a broader context, affecting with national democracy. So for me, the reason why I decide for come out and talk this way as member of the National Executive, not just for let people understand the implications of this, not only on the APC, but on the national politics, the national democracy. As you talk earlier, other parties, they go sit down tomorrow, or even inside the APC, say somebody else go be a chairman, we so bad for the party, go just decide, say, I go continue for extend, because there has been a ruling we give extension of 1 year. There has been a ruling we set aside the constitution. And by the way, this constitution, we all know the rigors we go through. These are the courts of this country. Now, in order we forgo and adopt this constitution. And when we adopt this constitution, it was brought back to the courts of Sierra Leone, to Justice Adrian Fisher. Let us not forget that one day. So the same courts where they don't care the party go to, for now, chap and forget certain aspect of this constitution, the same courts. See we through for let we adopt this constitution in 2022. Same court.
See, what's one they go through so now internal making, or you the sense say there is an external force out there, they try for throw stones at the APC.
In all the sense there is an external.
We go be very stupid if not any external force they influence anybody for do this. I don't want for believe so. Yes, they may have sought assistance from external force, but Ruda, Khadija, if we look at the SLPP, then go they laugh with, because this same thing will they ask the court for do, then they have power, then get all the powers, they not ask the court for do that day for them. President Bill don't make sure say he don't position a party as a party we serious and we respect laws. They follow the constitution, they follow what in the law say, and then they outside and they now. So if we, as the main opposition, not do likewise, we go to them for spoil we own constitution, but what are they at fault? So I don't want to bring any external force into this. Now certain people are inside with party, now they are making. And enough for be so. I mean they still say we for allow the PPRC the first ruling in February, where they extend we tenure by 6 months. When they self get the power under the law for do. Beyond that one day, they don't get that power. Now that make us Sidonaya say, as far as me concerned, based on with me small law knowledge we me get on the law and on the acts of the PPRC, then power end with section as far as the extension of political parties, then tenure with section 39.5, when a 6 months tenure, and they don't give it and they don't done. Then we don't do well for we. Then give we a smooth transition where it be just left with we now for allow Abdul Kabo for put together, a team way for don't work with IEMC and the Secretariat for make sure say we get a smooth completion of elections that we don't left. Waiting don't happen now, so it not go only delay we, it go throw a lot of spanners in the works. And it don't bring a lot of confusion. It don't bring a lot of anxiety among we membership, among we supporters. And, people even outside go they look at we as a party, we not look sober, we not look ready. And I don't feel say that is the case. That is not the case. We're a party where they on track. What would only do, look at the kind of elections that we would only conduct. Would only on track, for make sure say we get a formidable team who go win election for win at this country 2028.
How una go able to fix the current issues na the APC? Because it seems like this wave of quietness seems for be among people and way like the elders council, on a chairman, other senior members now the party seem just for quiet, like this issue not that serious to the volume where you don't put them this morning. Because if we see the secretariat, they pull notice for people who want for contest elections, for them it seems like everything is okay, then they move forward. But from what you don't explain, like on a day stand still, waiting will get on out of this.
Well, I don't know why may them feel say everything okay, you know. You know, the implications are many. Now even see the court not stop there. Then we go ahead and conduct elections. Then tomorrow the court rule, or tomorrow somebody we go court say, oh, this matter they court that election we then conduct not legal, not proper, because you know the tenure don't done. Somebody don't go ask for extension, the court not extend, but then the same secretariat they go ahead and conduct elections then. What you go say? You go say that person they wrong? No, I mean, let us not expose ourselves to judicial ridicules. We go Hamburg with chances for 2028. That is why me I dey speak out. That is why me they call on others for speak out. That is why me they call on people, you know, of conscience, elders than at the party, for prevail on the chairman, for prevail on Ali Suma, for let we stop this matter na court.
So this now una get the problem now, not the PPRC, not the court where perhaps will get ruling on whatever thing they before them now. Now una internally get the problem.
We, but not one of you go court. How you go take your party go court on a matter like this? And you know, I don't know, Mabel Khadija, in 2020, we spent 3 years in a court leading to 2023 for same constitutional matters. When I made the court been coming and help with, we go till we don't get this constitution also. And you know, we want for go down that route there again, no. And obviously down there for happy. And this thing about parliamentary leadership, this, that, now these are the same people under the ITGC, we we go, you know, we supervise the party until the court can set up the IIEMC then, headed by lawyer Ibrahim Suri. We go to the National Delegates Conference.
As deliberating from Suma, or it just not understand proper how on a constitution they work?
Probably, and the one they always probably involved with are not even sit down and look at the implications of this, not only on the party, but on with broader democracy. I don't feel say they probably say I'm through. They probably may have just looked at the political surface and waiting they stand for gain individually. They not put the interest of the country and the party at heart, you know. But I hope say after listening to me today, you know, we all go come to the realization how much this go hurt not only APC but this country democracy, and we all go advise ourselves and do the right thing for help the APC and Sierra Leone democracy.
Are you foreseeing a revolution within the APC?
I hope we will not get to that, but
because we don't hear so many people they come out, they speak. For example, I listen to Honorable Siraji. We see they're ready for take on this executive, the chairman, for let's step down. Let he left the secretariat. Let it allow this team of people with PPRC don't say for can take on to convention.
Well, I hope it will not get to that, you know, but I think say everybody get a responsibility for act and for step up, for speak out in whichever way, for make sure say, you know, the party able for move on, the party able for, you know, function, and we're able for conclude with elections, and you know, as prescribed by the constitution, the APC constitution and the national laws of Sierra Leone.
As it is now all divided in different shades of opinion and interest. Because what you dey talk now with what you deputy been talk, it quite different. Everybody they interpret the constitution in your way. And there are national matters we need una as an opposition.
Correct.
As we speak, the PRO for the SLPP don't sit down and they make assumptions, say elections go happen 2028 or 2030. Una party they in disarray. Una they get leadership vacuum. Nobody know they for even come out and respond directly to the statements made by Mambu.
Well, Khadija, for respond to that one, there's certain things, then there's certain conversations that we may not even worry about. We will not even need for countenance ourselves because, the issue of national elections very clear. Presidential tenure very clear. Section 46(1) of the National Constitution of Sierra Leone very clear. Say no person not allow for hold presidential office in this country more than 2 terms of 5 years, whether the terms then consecutive or not. What do they mean? Whether you do 5 years first, you come out, you come back later, you not go still do more than another 5 years because you don't do your 2 terms of 5 years. It's very clear. And the same constitution also make very clear provisos where circumstances where that tenure they go beyond 5 years small in section 49. It show instances like, for example, if the time where the presidential office, they become vacant, but then still not do election for members of parliament, the president will be forced for staying in office for certain period until, they don't conduct elections for members of parliament. But at no time, even where we get state of emergency, at no time, no day, now this country where any president allow for staying in office for more than 6 months at one time. And I go say, so far, I get for give kudos to the presidents that we don't get, President Ernest Bai Koroma and even President Julius Madabio. They all too don't respect the national constitution when it comes to that one day, to respecting that 5 years tenure in office. President Koroma no in any way go against that provision they in 2 terms where he serve na office, and President Julius Madabio stay within the constitutionally mandated term where he gets of 5 years and the few months, and stay within that one day. And so all the while when they go and make noise, President Bill and office go listen to them because INSESF no say it is an impossibility. The only way we go do that one day, we get for go amend the constitution and touch the presidential term limit and amend that. And even that one day, even if we amend the constitution, it gets stages where they go through. Now an entrenched clause, presidential term limit, now an entrenched clause, it means you get for first of all get the 2/3 majority in a parliament. Then after that you get for Senate go na referendum.
But
and
Mambu,
even if that
Mambu
one
is a whole spokesperson
and even if
for the ruling party, just come out na media and say elections go up in 2028 or 2030. Anything Mambu says is a policy statement.
And that make the talker now. When Mambu no say if na dream, then they dream, na bad dream. It not get forever happen. Because I explain this, the longest President Bill go stay in power in this country now up to October 11, 2028. He cannot go beyond that. By the laws of this country, he cannot go beyond that day. I'll be very clear on that one day. And I know see the president know that he's a respecter of law so far. He don't show down there. He don't go na ECOWAS. He don't we see him walk way, they do way, they preach democracy. So let's not allow them overzealous people that are around her for misleader. I mean, the President Koroma been faced with the same situation 2017 when I remember after you. You understand? But he did not listen. And at the same thing, we don't begin to see. Look, even if this country decides, say, then they amend presidential term limit, then increase them to 7 years instead of 5. It's still not going to be applicable to President Julius Maada
If not
Bio.
underrating what una dey hear right now, how serious una dey take? All them talk here we don't they go round. We see one of the people in for the contest for the flag bearer for the SLPP, Dr. Emmanuel Safadulai, don't they talk about this issue of extension of the presidential term limits and constitutional amendments to go on now. Now Mambu, when at the PRO for a ruling party, they talk about 2028 or 2030.
No.
When I not believe say nothing, we don't begin forget the conversations already within the party.
No, unless if they want to drive this country into chaos. Many tell you now, there are certain acts that they person do and they are treasonable. And that is just one. You are 2-3 days on your day in our office outside of the laws. It is treasonable. And I sure say the president know that one day. The way they swear, it is swear oath for uphold the constitution of Sierra Leone. He knows that. Even if we decide, say, we amend the constitution, I don't tell you the stages where they go through up to referendum. It's not going to be applicable to President Julius Maada Bio because President Julius Maada Bio is elected under the current 5-year tenure of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. It will only be applicable to the one where they come after him. So there is no way in the middle they go change the election date to 2030. It is an impossibility. That they done.
APC, they take this statement we Mambu make na Liberty TV na say elections could be 2028 or 2030. We're not they taking statement serious.
We they take every statement serious, but we know say election at 2028. That is what the law says. And now they know they change.
But it's a precedent be done day where President Koroma, former President Koroma, under tenure, spent about 11 years.
It's not possible. I just want to explain to you, there is not a single time where President Koroma ever, in 2 terms, where ever go 11 months. It's not possible. Go back. And yesterday they read a piece, a thorough piece where Dr. Sylvia Blyden put out. He put out all the dates and the different. They're all two. I just state Anaya. They're all two. Now go beyond, the constitutionally mandated period where they for serve as president. So that statement when Mambu makes say President Koroma go 11 years, it is incorrect. It is misleading. It never happened at this country. President Koroma knows, and we know say standing an impossibility, and President Julius Maada Bio self know, and I they plead with President Bio. You are a respecter of law. You don't serve this country. You don't serve the ECOWAS as chairman. We see how much you preach peace and democracy, how much you prevail on even countries where they, nurture military and coups and all. You role where you play, not allow few overzealous people and some lawyers they around you for mislead you into doing something where say not correct for this country and for our constitution.
You feel say Mambu need to be cautioned, especially this pathway it seems for the take now in discussion regarding elections.
I think he needs to be cautioned. He needs to be stopped. We don't need for ignore him in any way. Somebody need for call him out and make it stop. And me, absolutely no say election at 2028. We not get forced on and allow this 2030 thing for come now. That is just an impossibility.
Now we come back to the issues of Mambu is supposed for there this morning. As of yesterday, Network sent and the flyer is saying no, they come again because that's not to be the plan. I don't know plan where him be understand where will be the discuss producing this program for the Sidi Tunis could hear this morning for discuss that in statement where he be making at the same platform say elections na 2028 or 2030. We don't get discussions, we get text messages to the effect. Even day before yesterday, he was here and he confirmed say EBK Kashoji Olan Cole when at the APC Western Area chairman because the former Publicity Secretary Sidi Tunis not be the tongue. Well, Mambu tell me yesterday in a text message say this was not the plan. I'm not coming. So indeed, Mambu not there this morning for can see if in statements where it be make it still stand by and say elections now 2028 or 2030. So now that make unoge Moses Mambunaya after it don't agree say they come. The 11th hour will send and the flyer is say they come again. But I know we pull the program, we still get Sidi Tunis.
Because say I go explain the constitutional implications. And all the lie we don't like by President Koroma, say he stay in our office for 11 years. And say I will show the proof. Now I make it not confront me.
All right, well that